What a huge improvement. Hello and welcome back to the Persona Retrospective. Following the success of Revelation's Persona, Atlus were hard at work with their next entry in this now famous franchise, and in 1999, Atlus released Persona 2 Innocent Sin on the PS1. There is just one issue though. It was only released in Japan. A mixture of both staff issues and concerns of the game's content made Atlus lean towards not localizing this game, and what a shame that was. Innocent Sin is an amazing game. I know Innocent Sin was re-released on PSP, but that wasn't until 2011. Luckily though, there is a way for us who don't know Japanese to experience the PS1 original. There exists a fan translation patch, which does an incredible job and is what I'll be playing through for this video. This time we play as Tatsuya Suo, a student from Seven Sisters High School. Unlike Revelations, Tatsuya is a lot more fleshed out than just another friend in a group. Tatsuya is very much the cool guy loner. He rides a motorbike, plays with a lighter that was passed down from an old friend, and is admired by everyone. Our group of friends this time is also a lot smaller, which I believe plays into the game's benefit. Tatsuya is joined by Lisa Silverman, Eikichi Mishina, Maya Amano, and Yukino Mayazumi. Lisa is a fellow Seven Sisters student, standing out due to her looks. Coming from an American family, Lisa has blonde hair and blue eyes. She is also a big Bruce Lee and martial arts fan. Yeah, that all started here. She also doesn't get along with her Japan-obsessed father, going against traditional female norms where possible, such as learning Chinese. As a side note, I'm pretty sure that Lisa's father is based on Steven Seagal. Unlike Revelations, not all our friends come from the same school. Eikichi is a student of Kasugayama High School, a rival school to Sevens. Eikichi is a huge narcissist who is dressed very flamboyantly, having blue hair and pale skin, basically doing anything he can to stand out. There are reasons for how he acts, which are explained later into the game. Maya is a journalist we meet from Kismet Publishing. She has a very can-do attitude and is a driving force for our team. As for Yukino, we have actually seen her before. Yukino is actually Yuki. One thing Innocent Sin does really well is encompassing the entire SMT lore into the game, and that includes Revelation's Persona. In my Revelations video, I mentioned that it's a shame that we weren't able to use Yuki, so her being a playable character here is great. Yuki, now being older than in Revelations, is a photographer, sporting a grey jacket and yellow trousers. I also mentioned in my Revelations video that characters' names and designs were changed when it was ported to the West. Yuki was mostly unchanged, but other Revelation characters we meet here were. For example, Ellen. Ellen, better known as Eriko, design was one of the more heavily changed ones, being blonde in the West for example. So seeing her updated look in Innocent Sin was pretty jarring. There are a few other Revelation characters you'll run into that I won't spoil here. Adding to the wider SMT lore, we have the Kuzunoha Detective Agency. The agency has a mixture of different SMT references and is run by Daisuke Todoroki, who, through various clues, is implied that he is not himself, almost as if he is possessed. Fans of Devil Summoner will know that possession is a theme in that game, so in Innocent Sin, it is presumed that Daisuke is possessed by Kyoji Kuzunoha. Helping him is Tamaki Uchida. Tamaki was actually the female protagonist from SMT If, and is actually in Revelations Persona. If you find her before you choose which route you want to play, she'll give you the weapon that she used from SMT If. While she has no role in the Sebek route, she does have a minor role in the Snow Queen route. Both her and Daisuke are also devil summoners. So yeah, a very interconnected world we have here. Also returning is Philemon. Philemon is now sporting a new look with his golden mask, as opposed to the white that he wore in Revelations. Igor and his crew also return, this time with a new resident of the Velvet Room, the Demon Painter. The story revolves around 5 friends who find themselves in a battle with the Joker, a member of a group called the Masquerade, who are responsible for rumours becoming reality. What starts on a small scale grows during the game, with many twists and turns constantly keeping you on the edge of your seat. I really recommend experiencing this for yourself, so I'll avoid any major spoilers here. The story of Innocent Sin, for me, is far more interesting than that of Revelations Persona. Every character in Innocent Sin is very fleshed out, feeling like 5 individuals, all with their own complexities and issues, all coming together and getting explored alongside each other, as opposed to revolving around one character, like Mary from Revelations. Atlus did an incredible job tying all these plot points, threads and characters into one cohesive story, all culminating to the craziest boss fight you will never see coming if you tried. Another benefit Innocent Sin has is its use of graphics and imagery. Every character is very well animated, always doing something or expressing emotions, even in cutscenes when they aren't talking. This added layer makes them feel like people in the world, not just set pieces made for the main character. Speaking of graphics, this is another huge step up from Revelations. Gone is the first person dungeon exploring. Dungeons now have an isometric view as well. The dungeon map screens are also much improved. There are 2 different views that you can use and switch to. The first is a more zoomed in view. In this view, you are able to see what rooms you have been to or walked past, as well as where you are on the map. The second view is a larger map that you can swap to. While not being as detailed, provides a better look of the overall map layout. This is more useful as you progress further into the game, as dungeons start getting larger, especially useful for when you have to backtrack. The maps are always in a fixed position facing north. This is very useful as when you are exploring, the compass isn't always in a fixed position. A new feature they added was the ability to swing the camera around. By pressing L2 or R2, you are able to spin the camera however you want. This can help reposition yourself and guide you in a certain direction based on the fixed compass. Swinging the camera can also help you spot traps or items that may be hidden behind walls or different fixtures. Much like in Revelations, traveling between different locations happen on an overworld map, where you control a little green outline of a person. In Innocent Sin, you explore mini hub areas that make up Sumeru City, with more unlocking as you go through the game. Every area is dense and has its own feel to them, making them all feel alive compared to Revelations' one emptier large city. For example, the starting area, Rengadai, is a lot more rural, with multiple parks and shrines, while Yumizaki is a lot more metropolitan, with more stores and gambling places. Every area is also shown in one screen, with triangle bringing up the names of the places you can visit. This for me is far more streamlined than in Revelations, which makes it a lot more fun to traverse. Everything about the visuals in Innocent Sin is amazing. The various locations are nice, bright and vibrant, as well as haunting when they need to be. Characters, as mentioned, are wonderfully animated, but not only that, the sprite work is incredible. Every main character has multiple sprites, as well as variations of them, all of which help build these characters. Side and minor characters all have unique sprites as well, helping them stand out despite playing similar roles, which also comes in very useful when it comes to the rumour system. Rumours becoming reality is not only a story plot device, but is very much an essential part of the game. In every area there is a rumour monger, who provides you with rumours about the shops. For example, you can get rumours of a shop that sells weapons. From there, you can get a rumour that may be along the lines of, they sell good quality weapons at a high price, or they sell average quality weapons for low prices. Using these, you can visit the Kuzunoha Detective Agency, and Daisuke will spread a rumour for you at a cost. This lets you control what shops do for you. Another useful rumour that personally really helped me in my playthrough was the sweepstakes. One of the rumours around sweepstakes is that it's rare, but it seems like you'll get something rare. This gives you a low chance to win anything, but the prizes are incredible. One of them is a weapon for Ikichi, which if you get it early by accident like I did, will make your life a whole lot easier. Combat is also much improved. Gone is the free row system from Revelations. You can now target anyone you want, for the most part. We still don't have the press turn system here, but I do feel like type advantages have a noticeable effect, almost doubling damage in some cases. Characters now move around the battlefield, rather than just standing still. For example, jumping in front of enemies when they are attacking them, or walking over to them during demon negotiations. This makes battles feel more involved, active, and fluid. You can also change up the turn order for your team, giving you total control over what move happens first. There is another use to moving team members around. Innocent Sin has taken a page out of Chrono Trigger's book, and has introduced combo attacks. By using a specific combination of moves, you can create stronger variants of moves, or use moves that have unique effects. There are a lot you can discover. Admittedly, I didn't really take full advantage of this, because of how personas work. Personas are a lot easier to obtain here. Spell cards have been replaced with tarot cards. You get these by talking to demons, just like you did in Revelations. Alongside specific tarot cards, if you enter a contract with a demon, when you get their tarot cards, they will also give you blank cards. These blank cards can be exchanged at the demon painter with whatever tarot you need, with each persona needing a certain amount of cards to summon. While this is an amazing upgrade, the way starting personas work in this game, for me, went against using other personas. As you progress through the game, Philemon will upgrade your personas based on your choices and what you find at a certain point in the game, which means you can basically use them throughout the whole game. This also applies to the ultimate personas, which is great, right? I mean, why would you want to drop your ultimate personas? Well, they actually make your life harder at the endgame. I tried to beat the final boss quite a few times with the ultimate personas, and well... When I swapped them out for personas that were better suited to my team, it was instantly noticeable. On top of that, because I didn't feel the need to swap personas until the endgame, I missed out on many different combo attacks due to the restricted movesets. If you play this, definitely don't do what I did. Explore the other personas and the potential combos you can do. Talking to demons hasn't really changed from Revelations. The premise is still the same. Everyone can talk to demons, and depending on what you say, you can either increase their happiness, interest, fear, or anger, which is what you want to avoid doing. Raise any emotion 3 times and you get the outcome. What's new though, is that you can now have unique team-up effects. For example, you can have Lisa and Tatsuya team up with unrequited love. Or, you can have Akechi and Tatsuya have a bragging contest on who's better out of the two. If you raise a demon's happiness 3 times, you enter a contract with them. You can only have 3 active contracts at one time, so making sure to update these as you go is very important. If you raise a demon's happiness while they are in a contract, you can ask for specific things like items or money. You can also ask for information, which can help get you rumours, some of which are really important, especially for the abandoned factory. For me, the music is another big improvement over Revelations. We have a variety of music and music styles, which are all implemented really well. Every shop has its own song, and in one of my favourite touches, the general store where you buy healing items, while all looking the same, have different variations of the original general store theme from Revelations Persona, all being run by sisters, similarly to the Nurse Joys from Pokemon. Some of my favourite songs are the character themes, which have different variations depending on the mood. What I like about them is how different they are from each other, staying true to the themes of the characters. Lisa's theme has some Chinese instrumentals mixed in, kind of reminding me of Chun-Li's theme from the Alpha series. Maya's is very upbeat and funky, making you just want to groove to it. Yuki's theme has that retro vibe, almost being reminiscent of Revelation. While Akechi's is completely different from everyone else's, showing his need to stand out. But the sad versions of each theme almost start harmonizing with each other, going from 5 different styles to a more cohesive sound, which keeps to the game's overarching narrative. Innocent Sin isn't without its faults. You can definitely feel its age. The old school grind, for example, is here. Luckily you can speed that up, but that is still hours of mindless level grinding. The encounter rate is still pretty high, which isn't a bad thing in and of itself, but it does feel like every couple of steps or so, slowing down some dungeons to a crawl. What doesn't help is every time you enter battle, you essentially get flashbanged. Some dungeon designs can be a bit old school as well, with traps everywhere, big layouts and dead ends. Luckily nothing too bad, but it's worth mentioning. As a side note, for both this game and Revelations, I highly recommend the website shown on screen. This is an invaluable tool with clear dungeon layouts, enemy details, and optional information. So if you ever find yourself stuck or wanting to know what result a choice might make, that's the place to go. So, what do I think of Innocent Sin? For me, this game has become one of my favourite games of all time. To help explain my thoughts, I'll be discussing some plot elements, so I'll add a timestamp below. Jump to this point on screen if you haven't played this gem and want to experience it for yourself. Everything from the story, the graphics and the gameplay has been perfectly blended together to create a masterpiece, especially when comparing to Revelations. The snowball from dealing with simple school antics and rumours to stopping Hitler and then confronting the Great Father is perfectly paced. The way your team is constantly changing and evolving, like Yuki bowing out to get Jun on the team to reconnect the original masquerade, is really well done and doesn't feel like a rug pull, but makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Yuki was never really key to any part of their stories outside of working with Maya and her crush on Fuji. After Fuji dies, knowing the connections she has from her old friends would be a better use for her, and knowing when to step away, giving up her persona, allowing Jun to work towards his atonement alongside his dear friends was like a passing of the torch moment and showed the growth everyone has had. I also like that there are quite a few times you may be one or more members of the team down in a fight, adding more strategy to combat, which in and of itself is fun and engaging, having a good amount of challenge with no one-size-fits-all strategy. Even the abandoned factory, which is a completely optional dungeon, is a ton of fun to explore, with cameos and challenges hiding deeper as you go, a good example being the fight with Alice. Graphically, for its time, it looks amazing. Characters ooze style and dungeons look great. You will definitely know where everything is just by the style of the stores and hub areas. The fact that the rumours complement the game mechanics outside of the main plot helps you feel the actual effects of rumours becoming reality and what it can do, rather than just being told about it. This also helps with replayability, which there is a lot of here, like with the combo system and all the persona you can experiment with, or how you set up your shops based on the rumours you find. There are multiple choices throughout the game that impacts what you play, such as with Snail Mountain, whether it's going the more direct route with more enemies, or taking the detour for less enemies but a more puzzle based approach, as well as Tatsuya's choices affecting relationships throughout the game, which in turn affect the dialogue options in Demon Negotiations. Finally, the main characters. They are, in my opinion, all really well written, with Mount Iwato being the turning point from more generic feeling characters to 5 teenagers that are hurting, almost traumatized from their past and their family experiences, coming together through that pain to build a lasting friendship in the face of adversity, to the point they are willing to sacrifice their entire lives and memories to save Maya. Definitely track this game down if you are able. I, for one, am very excited for our next chapter in this retrospective, Persona 2, Eternal Punishment. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, dropping a like would be much appreciated. I'll catch you guys for the next chapter in our Persona Compendium.